So today I'm going to talk about tenant organizing, housing data and research, and then housing and climate change. Imagine you're on the brink of eviction dealing with a troublesome landlord, stuck in a lousy living condition, feeling completely helpless. Evictions, landlord troubles, terrible living conditions. They're not just problems, they're injustices that turn lives upside down and cause the Maslow's hierarchy of needs to just get all discombobulated. Tenant organizing is like a superhero cape for folks in these situations, and it gives us a power to rally, speak up, and claim our rights. Individuals can learn about their rights, how eviction processes work, how to stand up to Lord shenanigans, and it empowers folks to fight back against harassment and work together to demand better living conditions. And it's not just about individual wins, it sparks widespread change. It challenges the status quo, making policymakers and lawmakers rethink tenant protections, housing standards, and eviction fairness. It's a big step towards equity, and everyone can have a safe and steady place to call home. Next is housing data and research. By collecting and digging into data, we uncover deep-seated inequities in our housing system, and understanding the ins and outs of these disparities, trends, and policy impacts is like a housing compass, I'm going to say. Armed with knowledge, we can push for policies that directly address those disparities. Research goes beyond numbers, and it tells the stories of people and families grappling with housing affordability struggles, putting a human face on the crisis. And it also provides the proof needed to advocate for better housing policies, a fair allocation of numbers and resources, and more equal opportunity. Now, climate change. Climate change poses a real threat to housing equity, especially for low-income communities. Think of rising sea levels, crazy weather events, environmental damage, all hitting vulnerable folks the hardest. Folks who lack the resources to adapt or relocate when a disaster strikes. Those who are unable to prepare for resilience. I feel like it's a duty, a civic duty at that, to address that vulnerability. We must invest in climate resilient housing, ensuring everyone can access secure homes, even when facing climate challenges. This means designing sustainable housing, offering affordable energy efficient options, and building resilient infrastructure to handle extreme weather events. Tenant organizing empowers folks to challenge injustice. Housing data and research arm us with the knowledge we need to back that type of organization, and then addressing climate change impacts housing affordability altogether. These interconnected topics form a holistic approach to achieving housing equity. Now, this is going to be my last HEAL leadership cohort advocacy challenge, but it might not certainly be the last thing I do in terms of being bold and publicly speaking and advocating for something and a cause that I care about. But before I go, I am going to do one more nonprofit shout out. I'm going to do more than one nonprofit shout out. If you're looking for an organization that has a strong understanding of advocacy and tenant organizing, I strongly encourage you to look into Miami Worker Center, and I'll put their link in my description. And if you're looking into finding more information on housing data and research, I would suggest looking into the United Way Alice report, as well as any data from the Housing Coalition. And there are a bunch of other resources. I just can't think of them from the top of my head. And for climate equity and housing equity, I strongly encourage and want to give a huge shout out to Catalyst Miami for hosting and honoring these initiatives and teaching us how to advocate within our communities about this. The final housing organization that I want to consider doing a quick shout out to would be Rebuilding Together Miami-Dade. They provide critical home repairs and accessibility modifications at no cost, ensuring that those who need it can live in safe, dignified conditions. While their applications might be temporarily closed due to high demand, they're technically like a Miami beacon of hope for those facing housing challenges within our community, and we definitely need more organizations like this out here. If you're looking for a way to give back, consider volunteering with Rebuilding Together Miami-Dade. You can make a significant impact on the lives of our neighbors in need. And they're not just building homes, they're building hope, dignity, and the foundation of better lives. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Bye.